great minds think alike.
Oh, what, a cup of tea?
Yeah.
Lucia, you've got to see this. Ready?
Yeah. Ooh. Wow.
Special?
Yeah, pretty amazing.
It needs some work though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This glorious 19th century painting's miraculous journey can be traced through history, from a war-torn Ukraine of over 100 years ago, all the way to the repair shop today. Maria Kirk has arrived to tell its tale to art conservator Lucia Scalisi.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Are you?
I'm very good. Please tell us about this painting.
Well, my grandfather was a Ukrainian Catholic priest, and he was given this by his father when he was ordained.
Right.
And it hung in his church.
Where was this then?
This was in a little village in Skovyatin, in western Ukraine, in the mountains.
Okay, right.
And then at the outbreak of the Second World War, my mother, my aunt and my grandmother were escaping from the Russians were one side, the Germans were the other side.
So you had both sides?
Yeah, they were like a sandwich
in
the middle.
Okay.
So they decided to take the painting with them. So they rolled it up and stitched it into a winter coat, and so it was safe.
So this was the only thing that they took and sewn into the coat?
Yeah, just this picture. Eventually my mother, my aunt and my grandmother were captured by the Germans and sent to a labour camp.
Oh, my word.
My grandmother died in the camp of starvation.
Yeah.
And then when the war ended, my mum decided to come to England and my aunt stayed in Germany. And they decided my aunt would have the painting.
Right. Okay.
I went to see my aunt. She was very sick, so she told me she wanted me to have the painting. And they still have got, I haven't got any other tangible proof that they even, existed.
I mean, it's a really sad, poignant story. What a life story, Maria.
It's sort of... It makes me realise, how brave they were to do this, because they could have easily have been robbed, they could have been shot. Now, the faith and the bravery to just do it and hide it in a coat and to carry it through the whole war.
It's incredible that it survived.
Yes.
It became even more precious, I'm
Yes, because that was it, that's all they'd got.
Yeah.
I'd like to do something with it for their memory.
So all the damage on there is caused by it being rolled up and put in a coat?
Yeah, you can see that it's being rolled up, those horizontal lines of damage.
Okay.
And, I'm presuming you don't want to lose all that because that's part of its history.
Because otherwise it would just be a painting,
Exactly.
wouldn't it? I just love it. I feel as though I'm the custodian of it. It's not actually mine.
Will it go back to Ukraine then, do you think?
I'd like to dream that I would be able to take it back to the actual village and put it back into the church, but, that would be lovely to do.
That's fantastic. The church is still there in that village?
The church is still standing, yes. The church is still there with everything that's happening in Ukraine.
It's meant to be.
It's meant
What
to be.
a privilege for me and an honour.
So this going back would be like a real honour to the village as well, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. It would be something special for them to be able to see that out of all the darkness and the horrors of war, something comes out, something beautiful and peaceful and gentle.
Thank you for letting us know about your family history.
Thank you so much.
You take care now.
Bye.
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 It's all you now.
Yeah. From the story that Maria told us, it's an absolute miracle that this is here today and in quite a remarkable condition. I thought I was going to have to start with consolidation. I expected the paint to be really actively flaking. There's obviously a lot of losses that relate directly to it being rolled up but I actually thought the paint layer itself would be much more delicate and quite brittle. It isn't actually flaking, which is great. So no consolidation, cleaning, do my filling. I'm not going to fill everything. I want to keep these rolled up lines, which are part of its really serious history. My priority, I think, initially is to get it off this piece of chunky board and actually work on it on its new stretcher, which will make handling easier. Maria said that she's going to take this back to the church that it's from, which I think is wonderful. And if I can send it back in as near original condition as possible, that will be fantastic.
As Lucia begins work on the Madonna and Child, the next visitor is also hoping for some divine intervention. Stephen Hills from Kent has brought an absolute shipwreck to the barn, badly in need of a rescue mission.
Dom!
You all right, Jay?
Very good.
Wow, look at this.
Hey?
Oh, my God.
Stephen, meet Dom. Dom, meet Stephen.
Nice to meet you, Stephen. Wow.
Stephen, what is this? Is it a kayak or a canoe?
Well, this is technically a kayak.
OK.
The canoes are the open ones that you paddle with a single paddle, and this one has the paddles that you paddle with each
OK.
This has got two paddles?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's one paddle though, isn't it?
So that goes together,
oh, it slots in.
and then you paddle across.
Quality.
And that makes it a kayak.
That makes it a kayak, but we always called it a canoe, so I know it as a canoe. My father built it from a kit in the mid-1960s.
Your dad built this?
Yeah, the fiberglass hull comes in one, and
Right.
then you have to build the rest of it. And somewhere here, the original plan.
Stop it.
That's all the blueprints. And you've got that still.
I remember the little, always remember the little blue label over there that said Moonraker on it. That was
Yeah, it's great. I think little details like that have survived. It's brilliant.
exactly, yeah.
So what was Dad's name?
His name was Brian.
What on earth made Brian want to make a boat?
Well, he loved messing about on the water, and he loved boats. So he made this in the 60s, and he always just loved working with wood.
Was he a carpenter or an engineer? Or?
No, he worked in London. He's an insurance broker.
Wow.
But he just loved working with his hands.
So you used to go out on this with your dad?
Yep.
Yeah.
So in the 1960s, my grandparents lived down at Frinton in Essex.
Okay.
And I remember walking this down the pavement down to the beach, and we'd paddle out into the sea.
Yeah.
And my brother and I. Really, every year, always family holidays there. Really, really good.
Brilliant.
And then our children enjoyed using it as well.
Wow. Why has it got like this then?
My mother died in '98, and my father died in 2002.
Right.
So at that stage, we had to sort out everything they had. And neither my brother or I had anywhere 16 foot long indoors to keep it.
Yeah.
So it ended up at the bottom of my brother's garden under a tarpaulin for years. And last spring, he gave me a call. He said, did I want the family canoe? Because he could do nothing with it and he had no space for it. So, of course, I said, oh, yes, I'll have to have it.
Did you know it was in this condition?
No, I had no idea.
It's just rotten, isn't it? That's so sad, isn't it, after having it pristine for so long?
He'd be appalled to see it in the current state.
And why now? Why do you want to get it repaired now?
Well, for me, it's about the sort of generation stuff and the fact that my father made it.
Yeah.
And I just love to take out the grandchildren and teach them how to mess about on the water, just like he taught me.
Right.
The things that we've got that he made are really special in the family because that's the link to him.
Yeah.
That's a real big job for you, isn't it?
Well, hey, if your dad could make it, and I've got the instructions,
You've got the instructions.
so I've literally got no excuse. Yeah.
We're going to do our best.
Thanks very
It's
much.
going to be great fun. Thank you.
Brilliant. Look forward to it.
See you later.
All right.
Take care.
Oh, you OK?
Yeah, there we go.
It doesn't fit on the bench.
You need a bigger bench,
I need a bigger workshop.
Look at you.
Look at it.
Well, this is completely out of your comfort zone.
No,
this is
well-
fiberglass and timber.
This is a kit. So this is really taking me back to being a kid, building little model planes and model cars.
Because at the moment, you've got holes here. This is coming off. Like, look at it. Dom.
You are going to have to help me with this paintwork.
OK.
This is plywood,
Yeah.
sheets.
Yeah.
So whilst it's together, I'm going to make some paper templates,
Okay.
so I know exactly what shape they should be. Take all the wood off, sand and paint the bottom, and then start reconstructing the top with some new sheets of plywood.
Just going to get templates from these and then cut it out of some plywood, attach it, and then we can start lacquering. Is that right?
Yeah.
Ain't got much to do then, have you?
No, it is quite a big job. Brilliant.
Let me know when you need my help.
Will do. Thanks, Jake. I was hoping to get these panels off in one piece. I've never seen anything like it. It's just completely rotten, basically. Mixture of the sea air, the salty water, and all those years underneath that tarpaulin in the garden have not done well for this plywood. I'm actually uncovering the inner structure. This is what's holding all these plywood pieces in place. And some other surprises in here. The actual missing seat back, which is great. They'll need a bit of a clean-up, but I think they'll live again. I'm just going to work my way down and remove this very brittle plywood. Yes, perfect.
Lucia is using skills honed in institutions like the Victoria and Albert Museum to restore a painting that survived the rigours of a Second World War labour camp.
The painting is now securely on its new stretcher, and I'm going to start surface cleaning, which is removing all the dirt that's built up over the years, and then I'm going to remove the varnish layers. So if I just sort of clean this area. I can see we've got a sort of really nice colour change. So it's gone from this ugly, dirty yellow varnish to sort of more pinky, fleshy tones. So I can expect quite a dramatic change. The thing with discoloured varnish and dirt on a surface, it flattens everything. I know it's two-dimensional, but it has a three-dimensional effect in how it's been painted because of all the modelling of the shadows, but they're all sort of lost. So taking off this discoloration will bring back some of that modelling. Finished the cleaning, so I'm starting to fill the areas that are exposed canvas. I've made a traditional gesso, which is calcium carbonate, gelatin, and a little bit of stand oil, which is linseed oil that's been thickened, and it makes a really nice plasticky, putty type of material. I can't retouch on bare canvas anyway, because the retouching would just sink in. So this literally gives me a ground on which to do my retouching. The gessos and fills that I use are all water soluble, so when I come to rubbing it down, which will be with a damp swab, and just do it slowly, and I can really get the edges quite neat, but it's a very gentle process. I don't want to cover all these creases in the canvas, and Maria doesn't want that either. This is part of its history, and the country's history, the world history. It's an incredible story, and why would you want to cover that up?
What are you doing there, then?
Oh, I'm just putting the base colour in on the white fillings that I've made. I'm leaving some of the raw canvas because it shows the rolling up.
Yes.
But do you know what, Jay? Once I'd started on this, I realised that the painting was also folded that way.
Oh,
so we've got these horizontals, but we've also got these vertical damages. So it was rolled, and then it was folded into like a sandwich.
Wow.
But they sort of did it so that these folds missed the faces.
Yeah.
That's how they hid it in the coat. For a painting to have had that done to it, and this much of the original image still to be visible is incredible.
Nice one. All right.
Yeah, thanks.
Next, a piece of rock and roll history. Peter McFall from Surrey has brought a family heirloom that helped a familiar fab foursome get on the long and winding road to success.
How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine.
You must be Peter.
I am, yeah.
So what have you brought us in?
Well, it doesn't sound very exciting, but it's a calendar.
Angelina, do you mind joining us?
Sure.
Paper restorer Angelina Bacalaru mastered her craft at the eminent National Archives.
Hello, hi.
Hello, Angela. Hi,
Nice to
I'm
meet you.
Peter. It's the calendar that my dad used to write down the names of all the bands that he booked in the Cavern.
What, the Cavern?
The Cavern in Liverpool, yeah.
Seriously?
He owned the Cavern, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a big thing.
It was, yeah. It
Yeah?
was for him, yeah.
Does it have the Beatles in there now?
Yeah, it has got the Beatles in there, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
He had it during the golden period, and he booked the Beatles for the first time.
You're smiling when you say this. Look at you.
Well, yeah, I'm so proud of it, really, because it was a great time for him.
Yeah, because it's a massive thing he's done.
Oh, yeah.
This is like social culture, history, everything.
Absolutely,
And it's
yeah.
just changed music, what your dad started.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, wow, come on.
Yeah.
What was Dad's name?
Ray McFall.
OK. And did you ever go down there?
I first went down to see the Beatles when they were first appearing
Right.
in 1961.
Yeah.
So I was only 8 years old at the time then.
What was that like?
They were good, and they made a fuss of us. The photograph that we've got taken with the Beatles, George wrote on the back of the photograph, "All the best from your good old uncles."
Oh,
Nice.
George
one.
so
Harrison.
sweet.
Nice.
Can I have it?
Yeah,
Just
of
a
course
look?
you can, yeah.
Thank you.
Please. Yeah. So what's written down the side are people who've played at lunchtime. So you can see the Beatles.
Oh, I
Beatles
see.
have played at lunchtime there.
Blimey.
3rd of August.
Yeah.
The Beatles. And all these other bands appeared at the same time.
So, like, every week, it's just bands after bands
Yeah.
after bands. It's
Yeah.
just full up in there.
Yeah, yeah,
And I just noticed there, look, you've got Rolling Stones on the 5th of November.
yeah,
And they played in the afternoon as well.
yeah.
Wow.
God, blimey. I can see why you're smiling. You're so
Yeah.
proud. So what was Dad like? What was he like?
Well, he was quite a private man, very family-centred, so he used to take me and my brothers and sisters out on a Sunday afternoon, but he worked really hard during the rest of the time, just running the club. He had it until 1966, when he went bankrupt. The club closed. So we lost everything. It's quite a traumatic time for him and my mum as well, because I think he felt he'd failed. You know, it all gone wrong for him.
Yeah, yeah.
So it wasn't really until later years that he kind of realised the full impact of what he'd done.
Yeah.
You know. He passed away in 2015.
Right.
And I hadn't realised just how long the memory was in Liverpool of my dad.
You
They were
remembered.
still remembered him, and they were still shocked by his death. So,
Yeah, because it's important, huh?
well, yeah, I mean, as I say, I thought they'd all been forgotten about, to be honest. You know, things had moved on.
Yeah.
But no, they hadn't.
No.
We were going through his things. We found these calendars. It was like we'd, uncovered some treasure. It's sad to see it like that. I mean, I can imagine people turning it over and over. Every single day, it's the connection with him again.
Connection with Dad, Liverpool, just the music,
Yeah.
history. So what exactly would you like Angelina to do?
It is falling to bits. There's pages coming out.
Yeah.
Covers come off. This sort of ring binder thing, it's tearing the pages off.
So if Angelina is able to get this
Yeah.
working like a calendar, what you can do with it?
Oh, I mean, it'll be, fantastic. It'll be incredible if you can.
Yeah.
But it's the effect it has on people when they see some of the names in the calendar. It needs to be shown to people.
Well, Peter, leave this with us. We'll see what we can do.
Thank
All
you.
right?
See you then.
You take care
Lovely
now.
meeting
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow.
This calendar, it's not in the best shape. I mean, clearly it has been very heavily used. The first page is literally coming off, and the spiral is not really good. It's starting to rust. It has started seeping in through the paper. So I definitely need to take this out and replace it. Need to figure out a way of recreating all these little holes on this paper, giving it some new edges, Once I repair this, I would really like to put a new cover on just to make sure that all these pages remain protected. Right, so time to take the spiral off. The rust that is on the inside of the pages that has formed on the metal is not really letting it move. So the best idea is to just cut one bit at a time and remove it slowly. I have to be really careful with those wire cutters because I don't want to create any more damage, so I need to go slowly. It's gonna take a little bit longer, but easy does it.
Lucia is also using her most reverent of touches on the holy painting.
I've put the base coat on the fillings and I'm now actually starting to retouch proper, which is colour matching. As well as actually retouching on the filling, I'm also retouching along some of the very wider visible cracks. That's where your eye will go when you're looking at a painting. My eye is in there now, my colour mixing is going quite well, so I think I've cracked it on terms of the artist's palette and what I need to do to mimic that. It's quite a challenge, but I'm up for that challenge.
I think I've got the heavy end here, Jay.
I think you have, actually. Left a bit. Go on, left. All right.
It's all hands on deck to get the kayak seaworthy again.
So I've got a brand new piece of ply, and I just need to transfer the all-important paper templates onto my new piece.
I'm having to sand down this fiberglass because it's got something called osmosis, which is where the water gets into the fiberglass and then it blisters up and breaks out on all these little dimples on the surface. So the only solution for that is to sand it back down, remove all of those dimples, fill in the imperfections, and then reapply 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of top paint.
My little kayak is coming on really well. It's been so long preparing the fiberglass on the base. It's now painted and done. I've got all of the framework that really supports it all in place. I'm about to start putting the final skin of plywood on the top. The adhesive that I'm using is waterproof, so it's actually sealing the joints between the 2 pieces of wood. Now I've got the piece of wood clamped in position, I can start tacking it in place. Oh, perfect. I've got 300 more pins. Once that's done, I can start on the all-important varnish. after spending so long looking at rotten pieces of wood and broken bits of plywood, to actually see it looking like a kayak again is really rewarding for me. This lovely golden yacht varnish just brings out the colour in the grain of the wood. Look at that. Instantly looks a million times better. This yacht varnish has a few jobs. First and most importantly, it's waterproof, and it's going to seal all of this wood, all these joints. Not only that, but it looks awesome. There is something quite nice, quite romantic in a way, of reliving the history for this kayak, going through the same steps that Stephen's dad did when he actually first built this in the 60s. He would have done exactly this: a pot of yacht varnish, nice 2-inch brush, and just worked his way around, building up the layers, sanding it between coats. It's beautiful. You can't beat the old way of doing things. I've got a huge amount of work ahead of me, but I can see the rewards already. It's going to look beautiful when I'm finished.
Don't tell me you're doing that varnishing.
Yeah, I've got a spare brush.
Oh, diamond.
If you fancy getting stuck in, yeah. I'm running up this side. You could carry on that side if you don't mind.
This looks good, Dom.
Thank you.
Well, he does want to use it again anyway, so it's got to look the part and be waterproof as well.
Yeah.
With the Ukrainian painting surface clean and stable, Lucia is channeling her inner artist, recreating the missing areas of paint.
I'm at the stage of fine-tuning, and you know, I can sort of dance around the painting, and I keep sort of spotting little things and then just bringing them into plane again so that basically they disappear. And I've really nailed it down to knowing what the artist has used and what my equivalent pigments will be. And sometimes they're modern alternatives, and sometimes, like the earth pigments, like the yellow ochre in her headdress, you know, that's a prehistoric pigment, and that's as valid today on the modern artist palette as it was in cave paintings. And I just love that linkage, that chain in history. So now I'm in the flow of it. I'm just going to crack on and aim towards getting it finished and handing back to Maria so she can take it back to Ukraine. How exciting is that? I'm enjoying this greatly.
This painting was rolled, folded and secretly stitched into a coat lining during the Second World War, as Maria's family fled persecution. It's the only item she has that links her back to her Ukrainian family.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Maria. It's so great to see you.
Both.
Bless you. How you doing?
I'm
The two of you proper excited, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I'm like,
How can we not be excited?
I know, but I'm trying to keep calm.
You're excited to see it?
Yeah. I feel as though my mum's here with me. She always spoke about this painting
Yeah.
as being the thing that kept them all together in the camp. I just want to see it how they would have seen it.
Yeah. You ready?
Yes.
Lucia?
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you. The colours, it's alive. It's just that her eyes just doing a normal thing that a mother does, feeding her baby.
Yeah.
But looking at the baby with such peace. It's beautiful. I can't put words on. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
You. Thank you so much.
What do you think your mum would be saying now?
The same, thank you. She told me so much about it, and I couldn't envisage what it would be like. Not long before she died, she told me that when they were captured, they were all given little patches to sew on the clothes that said Ostarbeiter, which meant East European slave labour. And my mum didn't want to put it on, the coat, and she said that my grandmother had said to her, just put it on. It's not what's on the outside of your coat, it's what's going to keep us together inside. And I understand why they took it. Yeah, I understand now. And now I get it. I would love one day to be able to take it back to Ukraine, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I will never, ever, ever, ever forget this. I just want to hug everybody.
Bless you. Maria, I'm sure you want to get this home.
Yes.
Okay. We'll give you a hand out to the car.
Thank you.
Is that all right?
Thank you.
I'll get this off.
Thank
all
you.
right?
Thank you. Thank you, all of you. This is the only tangible thing that I can actually touch and know that they touched it and they looked at it, and I think it's like created a bond between us now that wasn't there before. Hopefully I've helped them to be remembered, and that's important as well.
Fellow upholsterers Jay and Sones just can't resist a sneak peek at the next assignment.
Yeah, that's going to... Whoa. Yeah.
Don't touch it now.
Yeah, just leave it.
This chair once provided Joel Gardner's children, Lucian and Romaya, with hours of childhood adventure and joy.
Hello. How you doing?
How are you?
Good, thank you, good.
So, tell us about this chair.
It was my dad's chair, originally.
Right.
It lived in Dad's very neat and tidy house that he had that only got messy when these guys came around.
Oh, nothing to do with you then, no?
Nothing to do with me.
Right.
It was when they was a lot younger. And yeah, I remember it always being in the living room whenever we came, and he'd pull it into the middle of the room, and then these guys would put on his motorbike helmet.
He's smiling already.
Yeah, they'd put on this motorbike helmet, they'd jump into the chair, and my dad would spin them, and it would just be crazy.
Did anybody fly off of it?
Every time.
Every time?
Every time.
Yeah.
Wow. What was Dad's name?
Harold.
It sounds like he was a really fun granddad and dad as well.
He's the type of person that would make you laugh until you cry. Sometimes I'd have to beg him, like, stop, please, I can't laugh anymore. So yeah, Dad was very helpful, especially when I had these guys, particularly Romaya. I was only 17 when I gave birth to Romaya, and he was there at the hospital.
Wow.
He dropped me home, and he was there almost every day. He used to take them away to the seaside and just do fun things with them while I get a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
He'd invite us over for dinner. I'd always see him sort of sat at the table, smiling to himself, like that was his happy place. He used to always say that he didn't really need much, just his family, really.
Oh, wow.
So, when did he pass?
So he passed away in 2014.
Okay.
He had cancer, but he didn't know. He passed away quite quickly, so it was very sudden.
You must miss him.
Massively miss him. Yeah, a lot. But this was a very special piece of furniture for him, and it was very important to him.
And a place where he could have fun with his grandchildren.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was in much better condition when we first got it.
Right.
But once we got it home...
Everybody... See how they just thrown you under the bus? Sorry. I didn't know they was going to do this.
Once we got it home...
Let him speak for himself. Hold on. What did you do to the chair?
I was just trying to recreate him spinning me, I guess.
Thank you. Right.
And it reclined and broke in half.
But you still kept it, even though you knew...
Yeah, there was just no way that I could get rid of it. I just couldn't let it go.
So what would you like Sones to do to this?
Just hopefully bring it back to life. I just feel like Dad would be happy to see it functionable and working again.
And the chair just looks lonely and sad, so it kind of makes me feel the same.
Oh.
We're going to get straight on it, OK? You guys take care now.
All right, thank
All
We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, won't you?
Bye.
Bye. This is a modern chair. It's not one of a kind. But the really key thing is it means a lot to Joelle and her family because of that connection with her dad. So I really want to make sure that not only does it look fabulous, but functionally it still spins. The leather is in pretty good condition. It just needs a clean, and then I'll address the leather finish itself. So I'm going to take the covers off first and address the fabric sections where they need replacing. The padding has lost its plumptuousness. You don't always have to completely replace foams. When they've lost their body, like what's happened here, they can create quite a nice base layer. So adding a layer on top of it is the best solution to making it fill a cover again without any waste, because you can keep what was originally there. Oh. Okay. Now I can start taking the covers off and start having a look at the foam.
Tasked with taking the Cavern Club calendar from drab to fab, Angelina.
This calendar has gone through a lot of hands, like over the years of its life. So I just want to freshen up the surface and remove most of the surface dust that is there and the oils from people's hands. Eraser crumbs are the best way to just deal with this. I don't want to use a big piece of rubber. This is quite sensitive still, and I don't want to use a lot of force because I might end up tearing the paper. This is a little bit of fabric that will allow me to just move around the eraser's crumbs without creating any tension on the paper. I can already see that the names of these bands are a bit darker, which is good. That means it's cleaning. This is not a very fast method, but it's very effective. I have a big pile still to go through, so I'd better crack on. Right, oh my goodness, finally managed to clean everything. 52 pages front and back, madness. And now I'm ready to climb the next mountain, which is repairing and supporting these 52 pages all over again. So I can address all these perforations that are quite fragile and brittle. What I want to do is just support this area so they can be rebound back to another spiral. And the best way is to put a supporting strip of Japanese tissue. It has really long fibers, so it will create a really good support. The best way to cut the Japanese tissue is just to wet it with some water, just like wetting a line, and then it just rips apart. Because I do want all these little beautiful fibers to blend in with my calendar paper. Right, so I'll just position it to where I want it. This is my blotter. I'm just gonna put that there, and my weight's on. Once this dries, I will be able to trim those edges, and hopefully I can make those beautiful perforations. The adhesive is now dry and all my repairs are dry, so I'm gonna use my screw puncher to cut these holes. So basically I just push down and then it cuts the paper. I I can only do one hole at a time, and I've got 52 pages with about 24 holes each. That's a whole lot of holes to drill, so I really need to keep going.
With the pages punched, they must now be rebound. With a bespoke brass binder, courtesy of Pete.
Oh, okay.
How's
so
that?
It's perfect.
Good,
Love it.
good.
Thank
That's
you.
what I like to hear.
Thank you, Pete. So it's time to put this all together. It's just like when I was removing the old coil, just one bit at a time. It takes a lot of fumbling about.
After hours of sanding, painting and varnishing the 1960s kayak, it's time for the big peel and reveal.
To be standing here, putting the last few finishing touches onto Stephen's boat is the best feeling. I will be honest, there have been times where this kayak has nearly beaten me. But to stand back now and look at this beautiful, shiny, glossy varnish, all the little details, it's just right. It just looks right. Stephen's father built this kayak in the 60s originally, and he did a fantastic job. I have followed in his footsteps, literally to the letter. I've got the last few details to put in, the backrests and the all-important plaque, and it will be ready to test on the water.
The kayak arrived all at sea, having been languishing on dry land for 20 years. But Dawn responded to the mayday by getting her shipshape once again. Brothers Stephen and Nigel are hoping to recreate their happy seafaring childhood memories.
Stephen.
Hi there.
Hi, good morning. How are we doing?
Yeah, good. Pretty good, thank you.
Excited. So how are you both feeling?
Yeah, excited, yeah. Good to see it.
That's good. He's looking at
Looks like it might be here.
Because you're hoping to use this as well, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you ready to see it?
We are.
We are.
Should we do it?
Very exciting.
Let's do it.
Heartbeats.
Ready?
Wow.
Oh,
Look at that. That's amazing.
that is amazing, isn't it? That is amazing.
The details.
The little plaque that was really special.
It's fantastic.
Look at those. They weren't like that last time we saw them.
No.
That is fantastic.
It's amazing. So where does this take you back, seeing it like this now? Where does it take back to?
Takes me back to Frinton. Those summer holidays, those brilliant family holidays.
Now it's your grandkids' turn to start making their own memories with it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just great to see it as it always was. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing, and it's kind of unique to us. I mean, Dad made it and he varnished it. He did it for the family. It'd be so good if he was here.
Yeah.
He'd love this.
He would.
He'd really love this.
He used to make and build things with love, and I think this has been, restored with love.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad it's going to be used and enjoyed.
It will be.
It's perfect.
It will be.
Well, it doesn't belong here, does it? It belongs in some water. Should we get it in some water?
Yep.
Let's do it.
That'd be
Have a
amazing.
go?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Let's
I'll
go
get the
for it.
door.
That's it. Go on, in you get.
Oh, that's been a long time.
Oh,
You got it, Jay?
wow, memories.
Go on then, let's
Hurry
see it. Wow.
Nice.
Isn't it beautiful?
done.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
Oh, that's brilliant. How's that then?
Fantastic.
Brilliant. It's amazing to be together in it. I mean, it's probably not since we were children that we paddled it together. And the kayak just looks so beautiful now. Really fantastic.
It feels like a floating memory. It's like being back on our holidays again.
Back on dry land, upholsterer Sonners is preparing to plump up the volume on the dilapidated leather chair.
I've taken all of the covers off. I'm going to start with the arms, I think. I've really got to be careful that I don't over-pad, because there is a danger that I won't be able to fit the cover back onto it. So I'm just kind of using my upholsterer's intuition with how much foam to actually add on each layer. Perfect, that's good. Sometimes the foam saw can be quite heavy and big and bulky. So for finer cuts, sometimes I like to use a blade. I love this process of gently refining things to form an exact shape. It's a little bit like sculpting, I feel. Okay. Already it looks so much better, and it feels better as well. Brilliant. So all I need to do is repeat the same process on the other pieces. I've unpicked all of the covers. The reason I'm having to do this is because there's a hole on this outside arm. So the best thing to do is to replace them like for like. This is quite precise work because I've got leather, piping, and the new fabric to navigate. So I need to get my head down and plough on. This really is the moment of truth as to whether I've put too much foam on or not enough. It's very similar to wrestling a crocodile. The Velcros are together. It feels great. It's lovely and full. I've just got to put the other covers on as well. And I'm also going to need Dom's help because I'm hoping he's going to be able to put the chair back together again.
Always up for a challenge, and this certainly is one. I've genuinely got no idea how this goes back together. I'm sort of joining the dots up. Times like this where I wish I had 3 arms. Yes, here we go. Brilliant. Right.
Paper restorer Angelina has painstakingly preserved all 52 pages of the Cavern Club calendar, hand-punched over 1,200 holes and bound them all back together.
I just want to turn my focus on making a cover for Peter's calendar. So I thought, why not use a nice photo of the cavern? The best way to do it is just attach it on a piece of acid-free board. So this is not going to affect either the photograph or my calendar in years to come. Hopefully this will be a beautiful reminder of what this calendar represents for him, his family, and actually the world. I think this will be a really beautiful tribute.
It was in this calendar in 1963 that legendary manager of the Cavern Club, Ray McFall, booked the soon-to-be global superstars, the Beatles and the Stones. His son Peter wished to preserve this piece of memorabilia, and with it, his dad's role in British music history.
Peter, hi.
Hello, Peter.
Hi, Dom. Hi, Angelina.
How are you?
Lovely
I'm
to
fine,
see
thank you. Yeah.
What are you hoping Angie's been able to do to the calendar?
So long as, you know, you can look at it and touch it and open it without it falling to bits. That's what I'm hoping for.
You looking forward to seeing it?
Absolutely. I'm a bit nervous, though, I have to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go on then, Angie.
Shall I? Right.
Please, yeah. Oh, my God. My goodness me. Oh, I can't believe you've done that. It's got new binders on there. I didn't know what to expect, but it wasn't this.
It was my pleasure, absolute pleasure.
It's how confidently now you're sort of flicking through it.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Oh, you've done a... It's amazing, you know. I just can't thank you enough. I still, yeah, speechless. My dad would have been speechless. He put a lot of work into what he did with the cavern. And, you know, to this day, people are going back to Liverpool to go to the cavern to relive those times. But, yeah, thank you.
Glad you can actually now enjoy it properly.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
See you later then.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care. Bye.
I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest, to have it back in this condition now. It's magnificent, it really is. It's an important record of everything that my dad worked hard at when he was running the cavern. In Liverpool, if something's good, they'll say, that's boss, that. And that's what they'll say about this, that's boss.
Also looking boss is the chair that's had saunas in a spin.
I'm thrilled to see the chair back together again, and that's now allowing me to start addressing the scuffs. I'm using a leather renovator to recolour and touch back in any scuffs. The leather renovators sit on top of the surface and create a barrier and sort of help protect the scuff as well from any further damage. I'm thrilled with how it's looking, nice and plump and clean. It's quite a handsome chair. I can't wait to see what Joelle, Lucian and Romea think of the chair when they see it.
Joelle's dad was the ultimate fun granddad for her children, Romea and Lucian, when he spun them round in this chair. Safety rigorously upheld by the addition of his motorbike helmet.
Hello, how we doing?
Hi.
You good? You brought a helmet as well. You missed it?
Yeah, it was very strange not having it in the house, actually. I didn't realise how much we'd missed it.
So what are you hoping for?
A usable chair.
Usable? That you're going to
doesn't
swing
send
round?
you flying backwards when you sit on it.
Yeah. Should we show?
Yeah.
To be honest.
Dun, dun, dun. It's back. Oh my gosh, it looks like how it used to look. Like in the beginning. Oh my gosh.
What?
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Seriously, it's so amazing.
All it needs is someone in there now. You ready? Oh, wow.
Oh.
And good. it did take me back. It's quite emotional, actually. I do feel a little bit overwhelmed by having this chair back in its state.
It looks absolutely beautiful. I feel like I can finally just sit in it and, you know, remember my granddad.
Lucian, you will be chief spinner.
I'll take over the role.